Hey gamers, welcome back to Creative Gamers. Today we're testing something really exciting and a little crazy. The Xenia Xbox 360 emulator running on mobile through the Gamehub PC emulator. Now just to be clear, this is not an Android port of Xenia. Instead, it's basically emulator inside an emulator. And until now, Xenia never worked on Gamehub. But finally, we got it to boot. In this video, I'll walk you through the setup, test some games, and show you exactly how well it performs. Before you try it yourself, make sure to watch this video till the end so you don't miss any important steps. First, open up the Gamehub emulator on your phone and log in using your Google account. Don't worry, it's completely safe. Once you're inside, you'll land on the main home page. From there, go to the My page and click on Import PC Games. Here, you'll need to locate your Xenia emulator file, specifically the xenia.exe, and select it. As soon as you do that, Gamehub will start installing all the required firmware and important files to make the emulator run. When installation is complete, head back to the home page, click on the three-dot menu, and open up Game Settings. In the General Settings section, just leave everything as it is. In the Compatibility settings, set the compatibility layer to Proton 9.0 ARM64X and translation parameters to Fast Preset. If you're using a Snapdragon processor, select the Adreno 819 GPU driver, but if you're on MediaTek or Helio, you'll probably have to use the system driver, though it usually doesn't work very well. Set the DXVK version to DXVK v2.6.2 1 async and VKD3D version to VKD3D Proton 2.14.1. Finally, set the CPU translator to the latest FEX 22.50806, and your settings are ready to go. Now go back to the home page, click on the Xenia icon, and start the emulator. After a short loading screen, you'll see the familiar Xenia interface. Tap on the File menu at the top, click Open, and navigate to your Xbox 360 game directory. Select the game file, hit Open again, and wait a few minutes for the game to load. So, let's see how the performance actually is. I started by testing the Sonic the Hedgehog demo, which is about 600 millibar in size. The game booted up, ran through the credits, and reached the main menu at a stable 30 FPS. It looked promising, but when I tried to actually start the gameplay, it just kicked me back to the home screen. Probably a demo version issue, but at least it booted successfully. Next, I tested a heavier title, Sonic Unleashed, one of the most popular Xbox 360 games. At first, everything looked surprisingly smooth. The game booted normally, and the cutscenes ran at a steady 30 frames per second with no major stutters. The graphics were sharp too, displaying at full 1080p, which was really impressive for a mobile emulator setup. But once the actual gameplay was about to start, things went downhill fast. The screen started showing heavy glitches, the frame rate dropped badly, and as soon as it transitioned into gameplay, the entire screen went black. So while Sonic Unleashed can boot and play cutscenes perfectly, the gameplay itself doesn't work at all. After that, I tried Forza Horizon 2, which is a much bigger title with a file size of over 7 gigabytes. The game opened with no trouble. The splash screen ran smoothly at 60 frames per second, and I was able to reach the main menu easily. The opening videos and cutscenes played at around 20 to 25 FPS, which was still acceptable. But the real problem showed up when the gameplay started. The interface and sound were working fine, but the main game screen was completely black. You could press buttons and even hear the game running in the background, but there was nothing on screen. So technically, the emulator is running Forza Horizon 2, but visually, it's unplayable. Finally, I tested Gears of War, a classic Xbox 360 title. The game booted up at 30 FPS, with a few shudders during startup, but nothing too major. I managed to get into the campaign mode, and this time the gameplay did load. However, it came with massive flickering and heavy graphical glitches everywhere. The environment textures kept glitching, the lighting was broken, and the frame rate hovered around just 10 FPS. While the game was technically running, and even playable to some extent, the performance and visuals made it far from a good experience. So what does this all mean? Right now, the Xenia emulator on Gamehub is not ready for heavy titles like Forza Horizon or Gears of War. You'll run into black screens, glitches, and unplayable performance. But for smaller demos like Sonic the Hedgehog, you can actually boot and test them at stable frame rates. So if you're a tester or just curious to see how far Xbox 360 emulation has come on mobile, this is worth experimenting with. That's it for today's test. I'll keep an eye on new updates and improvements to see if performance gets better. Make sure to hit that like button if you found this video helpful, subscribe if you want more emulator tests, and let me know in the comments what game you want me to try next on Xenia. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.